Hey there, it's Knowledge.
And I'm Giovanni.
And we are the Kidz Bop Kids. Welcome to the Kidz Bop Bopcast, our brand new podcast. Are you ready for an awesome time?
A friendly reminder that we really want to hear what you think of the new show. After you're done listening to today's episode, with the parents' permission, you can email us questions, suggestions, and ideas to podcast@kidzbop.com.
If you like what you hear, tell a friend about it and share this podcast so we can keep it going. We're so excited to spend some time with our special guest today to talk about this episode's topic, learning.
Our friend Mindy Thomas from Wow in the World is here.
Hi everyone!
You've probably heard of her before, but Mindy is the co-founder of Tinkercast and chief creative tinkerer. She's the co-creator of the award-winning Wow in the World podcast and co-author of the #1 New York Times best-selling book, Wow in the World, The How and Wow of the Human Body. Mindy is also an award-winning host of the Absolutely Mindy Show on SiriusXM's Kids Place Live, where she has spent the last 20 years entertaining kids and families across North America. She lives in Northern Virginia with her husband and 2 kids, and has no plans of ever growing up. We're so excited we get to spend some time with her today.
We're big fans of Wow in the World, which is an award-winning original series. Wow in the World is the #1 podcast for curious kids and the grown-ups. Mindy and her co-host Guy Raz invite you into their make-believe world as they share the latest real stories in science, technology, and innovation. Each episode is a scientific adventure you can see with your eyes closed. Be sure to stay tuned to the very end to hear everything that Mindy has to share.
It's always so great to learn. I feel like every day there's something new to take in.
That's so true, Giovanni. What's something you learned recently?
Recently, I've learned about the importance of not just setting goals, but being committed to the goals I've set for myself. My family sat around the table together and talked about areas we wanted to grow. We used those conversations to encourage each other. And after we wrote our goals down, we talked about them to hold each other accountable. I'm working hard every day to keep up with my goals. The best part I've learned is, if I mess up, I can always start again.
That's so true.
How about you, Knowledge? Is there something new that you learned recently?
Yeah, actually, just recently, I started taking gymnastics classes. It's really fun. First, I learned how to do a round-off. Then, I learned how to do a back handspring. Now, I'm learning to take things step by step and combine the two by doing a round-off and a backflip together. I love learning new things.
That's amazing, Knowledge. Gymnastics is so much fun. Now, let's turn things over to our special guest, Mindy. I can't wait to hear what she has to say.
We're so excited that we had the chance to talk with her about learning and how it might have helped her in her life.
Let's roll the tape.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
We have a few questions for you. But before we get into the topic, we wanted to give you a chance to let our listeners hear about you. Can you introduce yourself with who you are and where you're from?
Sure. Hi, my name is Mindy Thomas, and I am the co-host and co-creator of Wow in the World. It's a science podcast for kids and families. And in addition to Wow in the World, the podcast, we've also got a couple of books like Wow in the World, The How and Wow of the Human Body, and Wow in the World's Wow in the Wild. So podcast, books, live show, we do it all.
We'd also love to hear a fun fact about yourself and your favorite Kidz Bop song.
Okay, so I would say a fun fact about myself is that I love to sneeze. I love it. I love the feeling of sneezing. I don't love the feeling of being sick, but every now and then when you just get one of those random one-off sneezes, I think it's one of the best feelings in the world. And I would say that my favorite Kidz Bop song is that ABCD one, ABCDE, that one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're talking about the song ABC. That's a great one. Thanks for sharing. So now we'd love to ask you why you think learning is important.
Oh gosh, I mean, learning is how we make sense of the world. It's what gives us hope for the future. It's what keeps us going. It's what keeps us growing as humans. I can't imagine ever going a day without learning something. And I'm not just talking about the kind of learning that we do in school or the kind of learning we learn from grown-ups. It's just that everyday learning, following your curiosity wherever it leads you.
That is so true. Can you also share about something new you've learned? It can even be something that our audience might not know.
Okay, well, here's something that I just learned. I found a recent study that was published in the journal Nature, and it was all about exercise. And as I was reading this science study, because we're working on an episode of Wow in the World about it, I learned that when it comes to exercising, kids are actually doing it right. What these scientists found over 7 years studying these grown-ups who don't really exercise a lot, but maybe do certain things around the house or certain things with a lot of intensity, is that short bursts of exercise, so short bursts of intensity in your movement, is actually just as good as getting like a 30-minute workout every day. So let's say you are chasing a sibling around the house for 1 or 2 minutes. That counts as exercising. Or let's say you are, running down the street. That counts as exercising. Or you're in a race to clean up your room as fast as you can because you want to go do something else. That all counts as exercising. And so what they're now saying is that if more grown-ups basically did what kids do, these short bursts of movement, they could actually make their lives even longer because they'll be in better shape.
Wow, that's so cool.
The other thing I just learned is that octopuses actually throw things at each other.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Well, one particular octopus, they found that this octopus will gather all of this silt and sand and things from the ocean floor, and when it gets kind of cramped in these little underwater dens with another octopus, it'll get angry and then just throw this stuff at another octopus. I thought that was really interesting, that octopuses are just like us. They also get mad and throw things.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
Yeah, not that we should. Don't act like an octopus, but if you do that, just know octopuses do it too.
What is your favorite topic in science in general?
Oh gosh, there are so many different branches of science that I get excited about, but I would say I love learning about how animals and why they do the things that they do and strange animal adaptations that help them to live and survive and thrive. But also, we humans are animals. So anytime I can learn about how our human brain works and why we do the things that we do and how the things that we do to survive and thrive, and then seeing sometimes the connection with the animals in the wild, I think that's really, really interesting, and it just helps to reinforce the idea that we are all sharing this crazy planet together, and we gotta take care of each other.
Seems like a fun topic.
It is, yeah.
Do you think that learning has helped you in your life with certain things? And can you share any examples?
Oh yeah, I feel like learning has helped me in my life with everything. I would say making this podcast, Wow in the World, every time time I am writing an episode or I'm researching an episode, I'm learning, and I feel like I've grown as a person in ways that I maybe learning things that I maybe wouldn't have even sought out before I was doing this. But I'm learning all sorts of cool science things all the time. And yeah, I think learning will help us all in our lives. So don't think that when school is over, you just stop learning, you turn it off. You're learning everywhere. It's how you observe the world.
That's amazing. Thanks for sharing that.
What's something that you've learned that changed your mind? Or was the opposite of what you'd initially thought?
Oh, so I think that when I was younger, when I was growing up, I thought things like snakes and crows and spiders were all kind of scary and bad. And then I realized they're not at all. All of these animals, whether they're cute and fuzzy animals or they're, sharks or animals that seem predatory, they're all just trying to survive, just like all of us. So I think that learning more about these different animals, I realize that there's not good or bad animals or nice or mean animals. They're all just trying to survive.
That's very true.
Do you have any advice for someone who is trying to learn something new?
So for anyone who's trying to learn something new, I would say try to gather information from lots of different sources. So this could mean going with a grown-up to look it up online, asking different grown-ups in your life, asking other kids in your life, seeing if you could find some hands-on way of learning it. But I think trying to gather information from as many different places as you can is probably a really, really good way of learning and finding out which way of learning works for you. So for some people, it might be reading a lot or talking through it or watching something or listening something. There are lots and lots of different ways of gathering information, and you're going to find out what works best for you.
Thank you so much for sharing your advice. That's so helpful. It's time to play Kidz Bop Lightning Pop. We're giving you 1 minute to answer as many questions as you can. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, timer starts in 3, 2, 1.
Do you like salty or sweet snacks?
Salty.
Would you rather hang outside or inside?
Outside.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Do you like to sing or dance?
Both. Badly.
Do you like dogs or cats?
I have both, but if my cat's not listening, I might say I'm more a dog person.
Do you like pizza or tacos?
Tacos all day long.
Funny movies or scary movies?
Funny.
Do you prefer the pool or the beach?
The pool, but the beach if you just paved the sand.
Do you like Christmas or Halloween?
Halloween. I wish it was all year round.
Would you rather read a book or stream a TV show?
Book.
Popcorn or chips?
Popcorn all day.
Bright colors or dark colors?
Bright colors.
Snow or rain?
Snow.
Would you rather go to a city or a park?
Park.
Time's up.
Ah.
Great job! Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks again for taking the time to sit with us today on the Kidz Bop Bopcast.
Thank you so much for having me, and keep on, well, normally we'd say keep on wowing on Wow in the World, so I'll say keep on bopping to you.
Thanks again to our guest Mindy Thomas from Wow in the World for joining us on today's episode, and thank you to everyone for tuning in.
You can follow our podcast to stay up to date with our episodes, which come out once a month.
Did you like the Kidz Bop Bopcast? If you did, you can search for the Kidz Bop Bopcast in your favorite podcast app and follow the show so you never miss an episode. Get ready to tune in next episode where we talk about making our mark. Bye!